Something in triple black. How about a 1987 Buick GNX?
GNX, of course, was the capstone to the Buick Turbo Dynasty. These were built in '87, and that was it. GNX, of course, is basically a Grand National, which is already crazy powerful and takes it to the next level. They always have this sort of gap down here. That's where the intercooler gets its cold air down low. And under the hood, of course, is a tweaked 3.8 liter. One thing that's interesting about the GNX, of course, is they have the vent ports on the front fenders, but they don't have the 3.8 liter logos on the hood. But under the tail of this puppy, you will find a differential cover that's cast aluminum with an arm hanging off of it that accepts a torque rod that goes all the way to the transmission. Again, we mentioned this earlier, and that's all about curbing pinion rise and axle hop. So these are way more than a Grand National with big wheels and a little hotter engine. There's a lot of engineering underneath the skin.
This one is number 480 of 547 built this year, but the big number on this car, we are told, is 8.7. That's how many miles are on the odometer.
You know, we saw this car in Florida about 6 or 7 years ago, and it had like 5 miles, and they were actually moving around with dollies under the rear tires. I think they finally accepted the reality that, you know, it's going to get miles on it, but even with 40 miles or even 140 miles, it's still basically brand new.
Yeah, where is the line? I mean, does it lose value when it goes to 11, so it's now in double digits? It's hard to say, but you're right. You know, I've seen it on more than a few occasions, cars with just a couple miles where they're being moved around on dollies. It's nice to see this one exactly rolling across the stage. And we can see the sticker here. This is from ASC McLaren, and I'm looking at it, and it shows that the vehicle price at this point was $29,290, and now we have $200,000 bid.
You know what, if I remember correctly, this is about twice what it brought in Florida, and we thought that was a big deal then. Now, under the tail of this car, we can kind of take a peek at the differential cover, and we'll see on the right-hand side a bit of a couple of aluminum fingers hanging down, and that's the rear end of the torque arm. That's something you only see on the GNX. Another thing, too, is this has 2 mufflers that are side by side, whereas the Grand National has a cross-flow muffler. The thing is, that torque arm takes up space. The transverse muffler won't fit. That's why the GNX has 2 exhaust pipes and 2 mufflers.
All right, it's the Skybox versus someone bidding at home over the internet.
And the GNX option added a full $11,000 to what was an $18,000 car. So it was a chunk of change to bump up to that next level, not just a few dollars.
Number 3 seller of the day.
Of course, ASC in the ASC McLaren stands for American Sunroof Company, which at this point in time was also doing the Dodge Dakota pickup truck conversions for Dodge, among a lot of other projects for the Big 3 in Detroit.
Oh, here we go. 250,000. Wow.
Somebody just tried to do a knockout punch, jumped at $20,000.
This may well be a record for an 80s Buick at auction right here. Hammer time, $250,000 for that 87 Buick GNX.
Lot number 738.